This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Really, our informal and formal philosophies are community engagement and building relationships with community members and stakeholders.
It's not only the energy efficiency of what air circulation and what type of systems you put in place, but what's your commitments to the people that live in and use the building.
Yeah, we're focusing on these two right now because they're really targeted at a different population than we've really focused on. So aging population, people with some different needs physically. We want them to be on the bikes and know that they can participate as well.
Good morning, and thank you for watching News 8 Now. That was your morning eye-opener. I'm Dua Asrar.
And I'm Derek Sibley.
It is July 19th, 2023. Happy Wednesday.
Yeah, so we're finally halfway through the week now.
Halfway through the week, and we're definitely going to be seeing some very, very hotter temperatures going forward.
Especially next week, too.
Next week,
yeah.
Got a little tease of that earlier in the first hour, and we're going to keep talking about that. But Derek, you know, any plans this weekend? Because then, you know, I don't know how often people get out when it's like 90 degrees outside.
Yeah, I know. You know, this weekend may be a little bit warm. I do actually want to have some plans to maybe try to go hiking again here because
nice.
I love those Hickson trails. They're
yes,
just phenomenal.
Yes, I'm on my own personal hiking journey.
I see that a lot on your Facebook pictures. You know,
yes.
You're out there quite a bit.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely need to do a little bit more of that. Some good exercise here too. But satellite and radar pictures showing that we are looking at increasing clouds moving in from the west. I'm watching a storm system that's helping to increase our moisture, leading to some showers and some thunderstorms. And right now we are watching some of those showers beginning to move in to portions of our western community. So you may run into a slight chance of a shower or two, especially for those of you listening and watching out west. That could affect your morning commute. Temperatures are in the 50s, low 60s here as you head out the door this morning. And I'll check now on your planner. Just looking at overall some partly cloudy conditions here to start outside, turning sunny though late morning into the early afternoon. Mixed clouds and sun for the rest of the day today with a slight chance of a shower or storm possible. I think we'll have better chances of that though as we head into this evening and tonight. Highs into the 80s today. Allergy report showing that the pine and wheat is low, mold is high. Same forecast once again tomorrow. That forecast is going to be sticking around here for a while. Also, plenty of junk air pollution, smoke particles that were found in the latest air sample. That is according to the Allergy Associates of La Crosse. Stay tuned. I'll have a check on your full weather forecast in a few minutes, and we'll talk about some of those thunderstorm chances we could be looking at as we head into this evening and tonight. Dua?
Thanks, Derek. Well, let's get to some news this morning. A former La Crosse YMCA employee charged with possession of sexual assault materials did not appear at his court hearing. 34-year-old Parker Barnes is also charged with possession of meth and drug paraphernalia. Barnes qualifies for a public defender, but no one has taken his case yet. According to the criminal complaint, Barnes taught music lessons to children at the La Crosse YMCA branch before his arrest. In an email to members, the YMCA said Barnes passed all background checks before he was hired. Barnes' next court date is set for August 16th. The 16-year-old teen accused of killing a child now has a lawyer. Kamitri Riles is charged with first-degree intentional homicide of a child on La Crosse's north side. Attorney Patricia O'Neill has taken on the case with Meredith Davis as her co-counsel. Riles is scheduled to appear in court again on August 3rd. The La Crosse Police Department held a meeting to share its new 5-year strategic plan. The department started creating this plan during summer of last year. In a presentation, police say they worked with UWL academic staff, elected officials, and community stakeholders to come up with objectives that go hand in hand with the department's core values. Those pillars are leadership, community engagement, professionalism, and development. La Crosse PD's chief says the department is continuing to focus on connecting with the community.
Really, our informal and formal philosophies are community engagement and building relationships with community members and stakeholders.
Some of the goals of the department include engaging more with underrepresented communities and hosting conversation opportunities with the community. The Harry J. Olson Senior Center in La Crosse is celebrating National Hot Dog Day today with a free lunch open to area seniors. The center hosts a lunch event every third Wednesday of the month. This Wednesday just so happens to coincide with National Hot Dog Day. Today's lunch is also a celebration of the center itself. Last year, they faced eviction and held a hot dog lunch to raise funds. The center reached an agreement with the city in March, and now this year's lunch is a reminder of how far the center has come. Harry J. Olson's director, Aaron Goggins, says the center is looking forward to celebrating its progress.
It's a celebration that we own the building and membership is up, new roof on the building. Things are just going so well for us.
Goggin also says she hopes people stop by today to learn what the center is all about. Today's event is open to anyone 55 and older. It will start at 11 and go until 12:30 in the afternoon. A La Crosse nonprofit is going to get federal money for child care services. La Crosse Common Council voted to give the Parenting Place $400,000 in ARPA money. The money will go to projects like funding new child care centers and hiring a coordinator at that nonprofit. Many child care jobs in the area are going unfilled due to low pay. The new funding will combat that by raising wages for those positions. The funding will also help make child care more affordable for La Crosse families because care prices won't increase in order to pay for the new projects. Western Technical College is being recognized as a leader in energy efficiency. Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez presented Western Tech's president with an Energy Efficiency Excellence Award. The award is through the state program Focus on Energy, which offers resources to residents, businesses, colleges, and more to implement energy-saving options. The program says since 2010, Western Technical has saved $4 million thanks to energy improvement projects. Those include switching to LED lights, installing 5 solar panel arrays, and EV charging stations. Western's president says these energy-saving decisions go beyond just saving money.
It's not only the energy efficiency of what air circulation and what type of systems you put in place, but what's your commitments to the people that live in and use the building.
He says when you decide to make enough energy switches, it becomes a natural habit. Focus Data says in 2021, Western saw $4 in benefits for every $1 invested. That same year, they avoided 7 million tons of carbon dioxide emissions. That's the same as getting 1.4 million cars off the road for an entire year. Some La Crosse County organizations are partnering to make sure kids stay safe while they're out riding their bikes. The county's Safe Routes to School organization and the Holman School District set up a bike rodeo at Holman Middle School. Organizers set up different stations according to a rider's experience level and shared different scenarios they might encounter while out riding. The rodeo has been around for 15 years, but this rodeo is the first since 2016. Organizers say hands-on fun can make sure the lessons stick.
For kids to be able to come and practice skills where adults are kind of able to explain some of the most common road hazards or accidents, and they're able to practice their skills and how they can hopefully avoid accidents when they're out riding bikes.
Kids got to take home some free bike safety materials and could enter for a door prize. They also had their helmets checked and could even make their own smoothie by pedaling the special bike blender. The Aging and Disability Resource Center is launching a partnership to expand bike usage throughout the Coulee region. The ADRC, Drift Cycle, and the Erickson family hosted a grand opening at Chad Erickson Park and the Community Connection Center. The partnership added 10 new bikes, 2 trikes, and 2 additional bike stations. Officials encourage the aging population and people with disabilities to come out and give them a try.
Yeah, we're focusing on these 2 right now because they're really targeted at a different population than we've really focused on. So aging population, people with some different needs physically. We want them to be on the bikes and know that they can participate as well.
Officials say the nonprofit provides a chance for many people in the community to meet others while staying active. Bike rides cost $1 for every 30 minutes. We will have a link with more information on news8000.com. Classic cars were on full display at Rudy's in La Crosse, and one looked like it came straight from a movie. The 1957 Chevy Corvette turned car collector heads, and the owner says it's for good reason. The car is especially rare.
Originally, they made about 3,000 of these, and I guess there's only about 76 that actually exist.
It might be the wrong color, but it's the same model Margot Robbie rides in for the upcoming Barbie movie. Well, still ahead on your morning news, some Target employees may be changing their outfits during the summer months. And some Milwaukee businesses are preparing for a possible UPS strike. That and more is coming up this morning. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Some Mississippi deputies got a different type of runaway animal call. The culprit was Clyde the camel, who lives on a farm with bison and zebras. Forest County Sheriff's deputies responded to the call and found Clyde strolling outside his fence. Deputies noticed that Clyde was really interested in one of the deputies' hats. They used it to help lead him back into his pen. Well, don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Well, we are watching the clouds increase here from the west as we're watching a storm system that's helping to increase our moisture across the area. We'll see some better chances of the rain here and storms as we head into this evening. But as of right now, we are watching some rain showers near the Twin Cities. That is beginning to spread its way towards the east and beginning to spread into portions of our western community. So if you live out west, you may be looking at some light showers here for your morning commute, but the rest of us are looking dry this morning with temperatures mainly into the 50s and 60s. Check down your dog walking conditions out there. Again, most of us mostly sunny, slight chance of a shower mainly to the west. Sunny skies for the majority of the area as we head into this afternoon. And then we got mostly cloudy skies that could move in as we head into early this evening with a chance of a few thunderstorms tonight, which we'll get to here later. A check now on your zone forecast for today in La Crosse County. Mid-80s can be set here with a high of 86 in Berry Mills, high of 84 today in Maduro. Further south we go, we're looking at those highs in the low to mid 80s. High of 83 today in Soldiers Grove, 81 today in Viroqua, and we're looking at 81 today in Westby. Meanwhile, across our central locations, we're looking at those highs in the mid 80s today at that high of 84 in Winona. We're looking at 84 today in Melrose and a high of 84 in Osseo with 85 expected today in Eau Claire. And much of the Chippewa Valley today looking at those highs into the low to mid 80s. They're also seeing the best chance of thunderstorms, especially this evening. I'll talk more about that in the weather forecast in a few minutes.
In your consumer news this morning, the dress code at Target is making a big change. The retail giant will now allow most of their employees to wear shorts to work. It's estimated to affect nearly 440,000 employees. The announcement comes as parts of the country are dealing with record-breaking heat. The former dress code specified that only employees who worked outside could wear shorts. The new dress code does not specify what type of shorts must be worn while working, nor does it specify what colors are not allowed, as long as they are one solid color. As the Dow Jones rose over 1% yesterday, AT&T shares dropped to a 30-year low. Other telecommunication companies like Verizon and Frontier also dropped yesterday. The drop in share prices comes after the Wall Street Journal reported that Verizon and AT&T are leaving cables coated in lead across the nation. In response, the companies say that the testing done by the Wall Street Journal are flawed and inaccurate. This comes as lawmakers have also said they want to investigate the claims of toxic cables being used by the network even further due to the new findings in the report. SpaceX has aborted the launch of their Falcon 9 rocket. The launch was scheduled to occur early this morning, but was scrubbed just 5 seconds before the launch. The flight was intended to launch 15 Starlink satellites into space from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. Today's launch would have been the 10th flight for the first stage boost supporting the mission. Milwaukee area business owners are closely watching the UPS situation unfold as they wonder how a strike could affect their bottom line. Michelle Fiore has the story.
Gabe Colasari's celebrating 1 year at the kitchen in Sussex, where staff's like family to him.
I'm the grandfather. So you got any problems, you come to me and you tell me what you need, I'll go out and get it.
It's a local farm-to-table kind of restaurant, but they buy their kitchen supplies online.
Once they scratch, they're no good anymore. If a frying pan isn't cooking right, the customer isn't going to be happy.
Colaseri just ordered 16 new frying pans.
I hope they don't go out on strike because that could affect my business.
In Milwaukee, restaurant developer Omar Shak's got concerns too.
Obviously, the food is not really coming from there, but a lot of the office supplies.
Shaq places online orders several times a week, and a UPS strike could slow things down.
It's not a positive thing, and we're just going to have to pivot from there. We'll figure that out when the time comes, but it certainly hopes that doesn't happen.
UPS is trying to train non-union workers should a strike happen, but industry experts are skeptical they could keep up. It's not just restaurants. The last UPS strike in the 90s also had a big impact on travel.
It was a big fiasco back 25 years ago. I can only imagine it's going to be with this passport situation even as bad.
Passport processing times are already slow. A UPS strike could make that even worse.
So we're telling people, if you don't have your passport and you are planning an international trip, certainly pay for the expediting service. And again, that may involve a UPS truck.
If negotiations with the International Brotherhood of Teamsters unions fail, the U.S. could see 340,000 UPS workers go on strike. Well, that's it for your morning consumer news. Let's check in with Derek and get today's forecast.
All right, thanks for that, Duo. We are looking at partly cloudy conditions here this morning from City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse, but overall a nice start here to the morning with temperatures currently at 60 degrees. Visibility levels running good at 10 miles. Light east-southeast winds currently at 5 miles an hour. Meanwhile, if you're in Eau Claire, you're currently looking at a 57-degree reading for your temperature. Wind speeds here also looking nice and calm here this morning for your morning commute. A little on the humid side, though, with that humidity value of 93%. Current temperatures are into the 60s here. Some spots like Sparta this morning at 50. Viroqua, you're currently at 58. Bosque Bell at 56 degrees. I check now on your overall forecast. 63, mostly sunny to start this morning. Then we're sunny with 78 degrees at noon today. Then we turn partly cloudy again by 4 o'clock with temperatures at 84. And then turning mostly cloudy with a slight chance of a shower or storm as we head into early on this evening. With our forecast high temperatures expected to rise into the mid-80s this afternoon. In fact, La Crosse, you'll be looking at a high of 86 today. And Eau Claire, you're looking at a high of roughly 84 degrees come this afternoon. Watching some showers here back towards the west near the Twin Cities area, and you can see they are moving their way towards the east and general direction now of the Coulee region. So you may run into some of those light showers on your morning commute, especially out west. This is all associated with this trough of low pressure, and you can see a couple of frontal boundaries associated with it as well. First one is this warm front here positioned in northern Minnesota into western Wisconsin. That's creating those showers and thunderstorms riding up along this boundary. I'm also watching another cold front boundary positioned back towards the west. That will be the focus here for us as we head into this evening. And you can see as that system moves its way towards the east, those showers and storms here will continue to fire up along that warm front for our friends up towards northern Wisconsin, up towards northern Minnesota as well. Now that system is going to continue to move towards the east. However, that warm front, as you can see, passes through the Coulee region up towards the Chippewa Valley in northern Wisconsin. That will set the tone for an unstable, moist air mass to take shape out ahead of this cold front, which should help lift the air up and give us some showers and thunderstorms to work with as we head into this evening. Around 9 o'clock, you can see some showers and thunderstorms developing in the Chippewa Valley. We'll have to watch those closely. They may turn pretty strong, and then everything clears out of here once this front passes through overnight tonight. And we probably will wake up to some cooler temperatures behind that cold front here as well as it moves through, maybe just a little bit. But other than that, we got some dry conditions in the forecast throughout the day tomorrow with mostly clear skies heading into tomorrow night. Now, some of those thunderstorms, again, could turn strong to severe. Storm Prediction Center does have this level 2 slight risk of severe weather. Again, I think the majority of the greatest threat will be well to our north. Some large hail, gusty winds, some heavy rain between 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. is possible. Here's a check on your 8-day forecast. Slight chance of thunderstorms possible through Saturday. Otherwise, mixed clouds and sun. Highs in the 80s, highs in the low 90s as we head into next week, though. Lows in the 60s. Stay with us, though. We're back with much more news and weather still to come on News 8 Now this morning. We're taking a quick break. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Blitz. The NBA has a summer league. They hold theirs in Las Vegas, but let's not forget there's a summer league here in the Coulee region as well. Many of our area teams were scattered all around La Crosse last night as they try to build some chemistry and also get an idea on what their squads are going to look like later this year. We'll start the show at Central High. Riverhawks hosting Eau Claire North. Head coach Todd Fergutt always fired up. And hey, that guy looks familiar. Lacrosse legend Johnny Davis on hand watching his former squad. Central putting on a show in the first half. Henry Meyer, nice pass down low. Riverhawks rolling at this point. Second half off the miss, it's Noah Dingle getting busy down low. Nice putback from the big man, and he was not done later in the half. There he is again. Another good finish and more great passing from Central. Nice outlet pass right here on the money to Gabe Service for the deuce. Riverhawks go up by 11, and that's when senior Henry Meyer caught fire. He's expected to have a big season for the Riverhawks. Meyer was feeling it down the stretch in the second half. He knocks down the three, and then later on, let's try another. Meyer gets that one to go as well. Central cruises to the win. We don't have a final score, but the win was confirmed straight from Coach Fergutt himself. Let's head over to Viterbo. Many of our teams in action. GET taking on Aquinas in this one. Pick it up first half. Blue Gold's up 6 until this 3 ball finds the bottom of the net. Aquinas goes up by 9. Let's go to the second half now. Logan Becker had a big freshman year. He looked good last night. He gets that one to fall. Then later in the half, Blue Gold's on the attack again, and it's Walter Burns in the corner. He rattles home the 3. Aquinas goes up by 13, but here come the Redhawks. GET not going down without a fight, and they get hot from downtown. That one's good. How about this one from the corner? Back-to-back 3s for the Redhawks. Gets them back in it, but the Blue Gold's pulling away. Becker on the run. Nice finish at the rim. Aquinas hangs on for the win, 59-53. Let's keep it going rapid fire style. Conference rivals Cashton and Hillsborough squaring off. Eagles up big in the second half, but the Tigers clawing back. Nice connection there for the score. Cashton pulling away late. This 3 ball is money, and then another nice hook up here. Eagles get the lay-in, and they soar to the win as Cashton takes down Hillsborough by a final of 53-41. Let's go down the hall. Onalaska in action. Hilltoppers taking on Rochester John Marshall. Anna might have a budding new star. That's Broden Steiner splashing home the 15-footer. Then later in the half, Hilltoppers hanging in. Nice baseline cut. The corner 3 is pure. And how about Steiner again? Look at this move. Strong baseline drive. Count it, +1. The big man looking solid last night in this one, but it's Rochester coming out on top as John Marshall hangs on for the win, 52-47. Let's go to the Diamond. Brewers looking for their 5th straight win, taking on the Phillies last night. A rough start for the crew. First pitch from Julio Tehran leaves the park. Kyle Schwarber makes it 1-0. But here comes Milwaukee in the 5th. Bryce Terang chops one a second. Going to be a tough play. It can't be made at first. That allows a run to score. Brewers cut the deficit to just 1. Bottom of the inning, though, Phillies get it right back. Bryson Stott, base hit into left field. Brewers' win streak is snapped at 4. They fall in the series opener 4-3. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Good paying jobs in technology, caring professions, education, manufacturing, and trades are in high demand in Minnesota. A college degree is not needed, but highly skilled training is. Governor Walz kicked off his statewide workforce tour to highlight these job openings after the Minnesota legislature passed $20 million for training. Walz visited the Bueller plant in Plymouth. It's an international corporation that specializes in manufacturing equipment used in food processing. The company also has a highly regarded apprenticeship program. You may have noticed that water levels on Minnesota lakes and rivers are getting low again. It's the 3rd straight summer that a lack of rainfall has contributed to more shallow bodies of water. That has led to more damaged boats and property. John Lauriston shows us it's created another busy summer for a small business.
People are having to rev their motors to get their boats on the trailers and such.
Samuel Danielson is with a company called Lake Restoration. They go from lake to lake, treating them for algae and invasive plants. But he's starting to notice that they all have something in common.
We've had lakes where I'm literally having to bring this motor up off the bottom when I'm putting it in the water because the prop is stirring up the bottom, whether that either be hitting rocks or just getting in muck and stuff.
What he's describing is a scenario that's led to an uptick in business for Prop MD in Plymouth.
The larger piece of damage like this, you're risking blowing up your whole engine.
The company repairs about 6,000 boat propellers a year. 3 straight years of low water levels means they're doing everything they can just to keep up.
In a typical year with water heights where they should be, people are skimming across the surface of these rocks, but with the low water, they're hitting the face of them.
We're trying to get to like the 1 to 2 week range, but right now it's like 4-ish weeks for turnaround on a repair.
Jesse Pettit is the owner of Prop MD. He says much of the damage is coming from boat launches where water has receded. Pettit thinks another factor is inexperience. There was an increase in boat sales during the pandemic, and new drivers may not be familiar with their surroundings.
People have these boats, they like to go to different lakes, let's try out this lake, let's try out that lake, and they might just be not familiar with it and ding them up. And we got hundreds of props just from boat launches.
Pettit believes business is up 20% from last year. Fixing a damaged prop can cost up to $200 depending on the size. Prop MD recommends downloading a boating app if you are going onto a new lake. Those can often show lake depth, terrain, and things you can't see from the surface. A 16-year-old who died in a workplace accident has now saved the lives of 7 people through organ donation. One of them is his own mother. Michael Scholes was working at his local sawmill when he was severely injured while trying to unjam a machine. 2 days later, Michael died. His mother and father say it's hard to understand God's plan, but they know Michael's life had a purpose, in part by helping 7 different families through organ donation. One of the recipients was his own mother. Stephanie says she was a perfect match for Michael's liver.
I have a piece of him in me. Not only is he saving my life, but he's saving other people's lives.
She explained that she has cirrhosis of the liver, knowing for the past 2 years she needed a transplant, but she never thought that her donor would be her son. Stephanie also said she was proud to see so many people honor Michael. A GoFundMe has been set up to help the family, and so far it has raised over $24,000. A teen from Rhinelander has achieved his dream of becoming a FAA certified flight instructor. Ben Nemsak said he first got into aviation when someone gave him a ride on a seaplane when he was a young kid. Now that he's earned his flight instructor rating, he hosts classes out of Lakeland Airport. So far, the summer has been busy, with Nemsak averaging 4 to 6 students every day. One of Nemsak's students says having a young teacher like Ben gives him hope that he can do it too.
It's very humbling for a lot of people to go up and be taught by a younger person in a very extraordinary and crazy topic like aviation, where there's so many things to be done.
Now that Ben's dream is finally a reality, he will do whatever it takes to help future pilots soar to the sky with him as well. Barbie hits theaters this week, and that has some people digging into her roots. One little known fact, Barbie is from Wisconsin. Hannah Hillard had met with the Madison Historical Society to get a better look at Barbie's past.
Stepping out of her own world and into reality. What do I have to do? You have to go to the real world. The new Barbie movie, coming out in the very near future, has the Wisconsin Historical Society in Madison chatting about her past.
This Barbie right here is from 1961, and it was purchased by grandparents who actually bought it so that their granddaughter would have a toy when she came to visit to play with them.
The Historical Society has the doll in her iconic black and white striped bathing suit. Why? Well, partly because she's a Wisconsinite.
Mattel originally in the 60s put out a series of books about Barbie, and in those books, she was identified as having graduated from high school in Willows, Wisconsin.
Yes, according to Barbie's website, she's from Willows, Wisconsin. Although how long she has lived in the fictional town has changed throughout the years.
In the 2000s, 2010s, she got her story changed just a little bit and moved from Willows when she was 8.
Is there any indication in the history of Barbie of why Wisconsin?
Not in the history of Barbie that we've been able to find. We sort of believe that, Wisconsin is sort of often thought of as kind of a classic Americana kind of state with a lot of tradition and a lot of ties to popular cultures.
Here at the Wisconsin Historical Society, they have several other Barbies a part of their collection, like this one, a Barbie dressed as a Badgers cheerleader. Appropriate considering her hometown.
A hometown that, despite Barbie's evolution over the last 64 years, has stayed the same.
Well, that's definitely one thing we didn't see coming here. Barbie being from Wisconsin, she always pegged me as a California type of girl. Derek, what do you think?
Gosh, that's a stereotype, Dua. Think it just Barbie's from California because what? She's got the blonde hair and all that stuff.
I don't know. I feel like I see a lot of her, like a lot of Barbie things, like of her in palm trees and her, like, you know, in a lot of sunny places.
Yeah,
I don't remember the last time I saw Barbie like in a Midwest. Let's toss it over to Derek. I don't remember the last time I saw her in like a Midwestern winter outfit, you know?
Yeah, I know. That's just kind of odd. But yeah, that's a shocker to me. It's breaking news, I think, for both of us.
Yes.
That Barbie's originally from here in Wisconsin. Crazy stuff. All right, so let's talk about some weather here. We have some increasing clouds moving in from the west, also some scattered showers near the Twin Cities just west of Eau Claire here, pushing in your neighborhood. So watch out for some showers that could affect your morning commute here across the Chippewa Valley. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s right now. Our temperatures today warming up to 86 degrees under partly cloudy skies. There is a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm, but I think we'll see better chances of that happening as we head into tonight, where we do have some of those isolated thunderstorms becoming more of a possibility. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies here with temperatures around 64, west-southwest winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, as far as your mowing forecast goes, this morning 66, partly cloudy, very comfortable at noon today. We got lots of sunshine in the forecast with temperatures at 78. 5 o'clock, we turn mostly cloudy, 86 being our temperature. Slight chance of a shower or storm possible later this afternoon, and then especially this evening and tonight, which we'll talk about coming up, and the final check on the full weather forecast coming up after the break. Also coming up in our Buzz Report, Britney Spears has teased a new song release with her producer will.i.am. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, we are looking at partly to mostly cloudy conditions now moving into the Coulee region, as you can see behind me from City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse. Current temperatures in La Crosse, by the way, at 60 degrees, light east-southeast winds at 5 miles an hour. A little on the humid side. You can see that relative humidity coming in at 90%. It's also a little bit humid to the north in Eau Claire as well. We got 93 relative humidity values at the moment, with temperatures at 57 degrees. Wind speeds here are looking nice and calm as well. Temperatures are mainly into the 50s and at lower 60s as you head out the door today, at least this morning, with temperatures expected to warm up to 78 degrees with sunshine at around noon today, followed by 84 degrees under partly cloudy skies at 4 o'clock, and then 8 o'clock this evening we're looking at 79 degrees, and then skies turning mostly cloudy with our forecast high temperatures today expected to reach the mid-80s this afternoon. In fact, in La Crosse, I'm expecting a high of 86 there for you. 84 today, however, if you're in the Chippewa Valley around the Eau Claire area. I'm watching some scattered showers move in here from the west, and you can see them affecting portions of our western communities, and especially near the Twin Cities area as well. This is all associated with a trough of low pressure back towards the west. You see there's a couple of warm fronts, or one warm front that is, and then also a cold front back towards the west of that. The warm front here positioned along northern Minnesota and also into northwestern Wisconsin. That's why we're seeing some of those scattered showers and storms in those locations. Meanwhile, I'm watching this cold front back toward the west of that, and that could provide some shower and thunderstorm activity for us to work with later this evening and tonight. But as we head into the rest of the morning, you can see that warm front continuing to spark off showers and storms across northern Wisconsin and northern Minnesota. That activity is going to slide towards the southeast as that warm front makes its way towards the southeast as well, and the moisture will follow it. But that warm front is going to move through the Chippewa Valley and northern Wisconsin. That will set the tone here for showers and thunderstorms to work off some of that warm, moist air behind the front, combined with the lifting mechanism associated with that cold front. So therefore, it looks like the better chances are going to be well to our north here for the shower and thunderstorm threat this evening. Now, this front is going to move through here as we head into tonight, and behind it we'll be looking at probably some little cooler temperatures to work with as we head into tomorrow morning. You may notice a little bit of a difference there, and then just mixed clouds and sun to start us off the rest of tomorrow morning. The rest of the day tomorrow, just a few clouds. We got that northerly wind breeze behind the front here as well, which will continue as we head into tomorrow night with just under mostly clear skies. Now, some of those showers and thunderstorms may turn strong to even severe at times, so some hail, some strong winds, some heavy rainfall between 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. is the best bet. A lot of the Coulee region under this level 2 slight risk, but the majority of the threat, I'm thinking, is going to be mainly well to the north, though. Here's a check on your 8-day forecast.
In our morning Buzz Report, Britney Spears is apparently getting ready to release some new music. Monday music producer will.i.am teased a new collaboration with Spears titled Mind Your Business on his Instagram. Spears has not released solo music since her 2016 album Glory, but she and will.i.am have collaborated on music in the past, including a track on her 2011 Femme Fatale album and a track off his Willpower album in 2013. He also served as an executive producer on her 2013 album Britney Jean.
They must be migrating.
Migration? What a stupid idea.
Okay, you're impossible.
Because I found a safe place for us to live.
I want us to get out and see the world.
The first full trailer for Migration is out. The latest Illumination animated comedy features a family of ducks who dare to leave their safe New England pond and have an adventure. Kumail Nanjiani and Elizabeth Banks lead the voice cast. Migration flies into theaters December 22nd. Will Barbenheimer save the box office? Industry observers forecast Barbie could be the first film to debut with $100 million or more since Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse in early June. While Oppenheimer, with higher IMAX ticket prices to help make up for its R rating and 3-hour running time, could be looking at a $50 million opening weekend. With Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 expected to bring in $25 million or more, this could be the biggest box office weekend in a while. Well, what do you think? What are you looking forward to more, Barbie or Oppenheimer?
I don't know. I mean, maybe the other one, Oppenheimer. I mean, the Barbie one is just too, I don't know. It's just,
too fun, too pink.
yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just, I don't know. I guess it's too pink for me. I don't know.
Too pink.
But you know, it's funny
goodness.
because I feel like a bit of a hypocrite because I do own like a pink tie, and every now and then I'll wear that. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it looks nice. But I mean, for me, like to get all into the Barbie stuff, like hardcore, it's just like, no, I'm a guy. Come on, Dua.
That's not how that works. Okay, there's a whole thing about Ken. Like Barbie's Ken, not News 8 Now Ken, but there's a song called He's Just Ken, and this whole thing called Kenergy.
We need to give Ken a lot of
we
heat
gotta,
for that.
Yeah,
we gotta make fun of him for that.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's time to head to Look Who's
It's like
8.
he's never heard that before, right? I'm sure he gets that joke a lot. But
oh yeah.
Let's talk about Delilah. Delilah's turning 8 today. Now she likes to swim and visit family.
Arlen turns 80 today. He's known for keeping his friends and family on their toes, as well as being a bit of a prankster. And I want to draw attention to Arlen's shirt because this is
oh
peak
my
prankster.
Gosh, that is
There's
fantastic.
no green beer in Ireland.
Drink whiskey. Well, if you know a special someone that's turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we love to feature them.
Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next. The Harry J. Olson Senior Center in La Crosse is celebrating National Hot Dog Day today with a free lunch open to area seniors. The center hosts a lunch every third Wednesday of the month. This Wednesday just so happens to coincide with National Hot Dog Day. Today's lunch is also a celebration of the center itself. Last year, they faced eviction and held a hot dog lunch to raise funds. The center reached an agreement with the city in March, and now this year's free lunch is a reminder of how far the center has come. Harry J. Olson's director says the center is looking forward to celebrating its progress.
It's a celebration that we own the building and membership is up. New roof on the building. Things are just going so well for us.
Center Director Erin Goggin also says she hopes people stop by today to learn what the center is all about. Today's event is open to anyone 55 and older. It will start at 11 and go until 12:30 in the afternoon. Western Technical College is being recognized as a leader in energy efficiency. Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez presented Western Tech's president with an Energy Efficiency Excellence Award. The award is through the state program Focus on Energy, which offers resources to residents, businesses, college, and more to implement energy-saving options. The program says since 2010, Western Technical has saved $4 million thanks to energy improvement projects. Those include switching to LED lights, installing 5 solar panel arrays, and EV charging stations. Western's president says these energy-saving decisions go beyond just saving money.
It's not only the energy efficiency of what air circulation and what type of systems you put in place, but what's your commitments to the people that live in and use the building.
He says when you decide to make enough energy switches, it becomes a natural habit. Focus data says in 2021, Western saw $4 in benefits for every $1 invested. That same year, they avoided 7 million tons of carbon dioxide emissions. That's the same as getting 1.4 million cars off the road for an entire year. The Aging and Disability Resource Center is launching a partnership to expand bike usage throughout the Coulee region. The ADRC, Drift Cycle, and Erickson family hosted a grand opening at Chad Erickson Park and the Community Connection Center. The partnership added 10 new bikes, 2 trikes, and 2 additional bike stations. Officials encourage the aging population and people with disabilities to come out and give them a try.
Yeah, we're focusing on these 2 right now because they're really targeted at a different population than we've really focused on. So aging population, people with some different needs physically, we want them to be on the bikes and know that they can participate as well.
Officials say the nonprofit provides a chance for many people in the community to meet others while staying active. Bike rides cost $1 for every 30 minutes. We have a link with more information on our website, news8000.com.
As you head out the door this morning, temperatures are going to be into the 60s. We're seeing some increasing clouds, though. Could see some clear skies between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Other than that, mixed clouds and sun with highs into the 80s as we head into the South Rim. Watching for a chance of showers and storms as we head into tonight. Other than that, we'll get a break here tomorrow. Another slight chance of a shower storm possible Friday and Saturday. Highs into the 80s and lows in the 60s for the rest of the week. Now heading into next week, we're going to warm up pretty good into the low 90s. It's going to be turning pretty hot here next week with those lows still remaining into the 60s.
But we definitely do need some rain chances.
We really do. Yeah, we really do. We'll get an update on that drought monitor tomorrow after the morning show. So stay tuned tomorrow afternoon. News 8 Now at noon will have an update on that drought. But I think the better storm chances today, or tonight I should say, was going to be mainly north of us.
All right. Well, time to get everything that you can basically that weekend before those storms roll in and before it gets so hot outside you can barely stand.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
That's the worst kind of heat.
I know. I don't enjoy that very much.
No,
Try to find some shade if you can.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely not the time to go on a very long walk or hike. No, not that week. Well, thank you for watching News 8 Now this morning. Don't forget to keep up with news of the day on news8000.com. We'll see you back here later today.